Welcome to the Popish Pod. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're here to talk about the Saints of February.
Woohoo!
Yes, and we did have suggestions of dude bros, which is very hard to find. So I found two dudes, and I'm going to discuss the most bro things they did.
Okay.
And to get in the spirit of it, I handwrit this while at work off of things for people who want to order kegs or other liquors. So
it's we made it as dude as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
We're also going to go with ones with, the average American who doesn't study languages and their bad understanding of other languages have silly names that they would call them that are incorrect.
Okay.
Starting out with Saint Peter Damian.
Who is awesome.
Yes. However, we all know that Peter means rock. And everyone who watches the Omen knows that Damian means the devil. So clearly this is Saint Rock Devil in Dude Bro.
Rock Devil, yeah! All right, look forward to our new heavy metal band, Rock Devil. Well, first of all,
not to be confused with Devil Rock. That is a completely different thing, and we're not into that.
No, but I have been to Devil's Rock, and that's neat.
Oh, there we go.
This means something. This is important. But Damian is spelled with two A's, not with an E towards the end. And I don't think that's the correct etymology.
No, I actually looked it up. It means like to tame, to conquer, stuff like that.
To overcome.
Yes.
Which is a good Christian thing to do, to overcome your temptations.
Mm-hmm. And not do it all for the creepy 4-year-old boy that you are, the nanny of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he was born in
movie,
1007.
Around there.
This C means circa. Okay.
Yes, he was.
I was like, it's not BC. That's ridiculous.
He was super old.
In
Ravenna
in the Papal States.
Awesome sauce.
And he died February 22nd in either probably 1072 or 1073.
I love that we know the date, but not the year.
There was another person who thought it was like 1050 something. Like there's a range of dates of people, but we have the date right.
We know what date it was.
I mean, I totally can get being 1 year off, especially in like earlier times when your day-to-day calendar was like, how many years has this emperor been in charge? So it's like, when did we start? Did we start on the day, or
Well, but I mean, the Julian calendar had been in effect for over 1,000 years at this point, and the church was extremely persnickety about the calendar. I mean, we're kind of why calendars are so specific these days.
Yes, like. For this one, it seems like a little. You're in the papal state. You think they'd be keeping track of things better, but for some of them, it makes some level of sense.
His attributes are being a cardinal with a knotted rope in hand, being a pilgrim with a papal bull, a cardinal's hat, and a Benedictine habit.
Also, his feast day is the 21st of February, even though we all know no matter what year it happened, it was on the 22nd.
Sorry.
In the old calendar, it was the 23rd of February.
Sorry, I saw another line of dates. I thought that was, because you were still in that.
Because I think February 22nd was like one of the feasts of Peter.
That makes sense.
So I think that's why it had to be moved. Yeah. I think that's the chair of Peter.
Could be.
Yeah. Again, I love the fact that we have a feast day for furniture. But
yes. But anyway, he is the patron of the place some places he lived, like Franzia and Fontavano, for people who have insomnia and headache sufferers. And according to at least one source, and I could find no reason why, free runners. He did do a lot of travel, but
I mean, I would say it's kind of a dude bro thing to be into
running.
No. Well, free running is if I'm not mistaken another term for the urban like gym
parkour.
Parkour, yes.
That'd be so amazing, but I doubt that's what he was doing.
You think he was just running free?
I suppose you're running around a track. Yes. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of a guy in a Dominican habit doing parkour. Or a Benedictine habit. There were no Dominicans then. This is still 200 years before there were Dominicans and Franciscans.
I mean, it kind of makes me think about the self-defense nuns who are using their incredibly oversized rosaries as,
Well, again, that's what I thought of when we're talking about, A cardinal with a knotted rope in hand. I think that's the discipline.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's known for being a bishop, a cardinal, a reformer, a doctor of the church. Dante put him in the highest levels of paradise, so there's also that.
Because the church was in a bad place in Peter Damian's life, and he was a serious hardcore reformer.
Yes, he's seen often sometimes as sort of like a proto Saint Francis, in that he did differently but similar stuff, but earlier.
Well, again, all the Franciscans are doing is trying to take seriously apostolic poverty. They didn't invent anything new.
In bringing the gospel to all the ends of the earth, including those birds and those fishes. And
again,
this wolf. Just this one wolf, not all the wolves.
Not all the wolves. The rest of the wolves can go to hell. But this one.
All right, he was the youngest of a noble family that was orphaned at a young age, and he was adopted by one brother who basically used him as a servant. And then he was later adopted by another brother.
A better brother.
Whose name was the version of Damian at that time.
Damianus.
Yes. Who was a archpriest and had him go to school and study stuff. So that's why he has the name Peter Damian. He essentially adopted his brother's first name.
Well, because his brother was his patron. It's a common thing to name yourself after your patron.
By the time he was 25, he was famous as a teacher in Parma in his hometown of Ravenna. He then became a monk, at which point he overdid his penances to the point that he hurt his health, and after he had finally recovered enough that he could do stuff, he was given the job of lecturing by his order to stop him from essentially overdoing it again. It's like no, you gotta be a lecturer.
Knotted rope. There you go, Mike. You nailed it.
Well, yes. It's a pretty common story among saints that they way overdid their penance and ruined their own health. He's the rare example who recovered of it instead of, dying.
Yes, although during his time of reforms, he did include the self... darn it, forgot the word for it.
Flagellation?
Yes, flagellation. And also the siesta. So it's like,
I love that combo.
Hit yourself. On the other hand, the night prayers are really late. Take a nap.
But after you beat yourself, pick a nice afternoon nap. Who doesn't need that?
Beating yourself up really takes it out of you.
I was just going to suggest that. You gotta have the nap. I mean,
I will say,
here's my question: are you taking the nap after the beating yourself, or are you taking the nap in advance? I'm gonna need my strength because I'm gonna be lashing myself really good later. So I should take a nap and rest up.
I'm gonna do after that. After I go through this, then I'm gonna need the break.
I'm gonna in our attempt to have February be Dude Bro month, I'm gonna assume this is the weirdest self-hazing ever.
Since he went too far, yes. Yeah, he went beyond discipline into self-hazing.
Beat yourself. Now take a nap.
Don't be a self-hazer.
He also became a prior of, his order. We already discussed various reforms. He was known for his many letters he wrote on the issues of his day, because you don't get to be a doctor of the church without writing something.
Even if you're only doing it on your deathbed out of obedience.
Yes. He was made a
gotta
cardinal
have writings.
after essentially trying everything he could do to not become a cardinal, because then he went from going in his monastery and, occasionally traveling to other monasteries to, having to go to Rome and do stuff. Including having to be a Papal Legate, where he was sent to Milan, around Rome, to France, to Florence, to Germany. He dealt with some, councils and everything, warring fractions in the Italian states.
All I want to do is be in my cell.
Yes.
But he's got to travel all across Europe.
Yeah.
He should have gone for being an anchorite. You can be in your cell all you want then, man.
Unless the Pope calls you out. This is his issue.
Yeah, no, actually, given his proclivity to harm himself beyond all reasonability,
Probably a good thing.
it's probably a good thing that you don't, steal this guy in a room and just leave him be.
And they knew that he would probably inevitably in his cell he would take his penances too seriously again. So all right, we got to keep him busy. Let's send him to Germany.
That's very far, and the Germans are always up to something as far as the church is concerned.
In the 1000s, that is very far, and yes, the Germans are always up to something.
I want you to go to Germany. It's a long way. All right, fine. Tell you what. Let's go into confession. Wow, you are a terrible sinner. As your penance,
You're going to Germany.
I want you to walk to Germany. I want you to start walking in. I want you to start walking in the direction of Germany, and I want you to stop walking when you feel that you have properly atoned for your sin.
See, I figured it'd be something.
I made it to Germany. Oh, good. I was hoping you'd get there.
He's gonna walk into the freaking North Sea, man. He's gonna keep going.
Yep. Anyway,
you're right. That one is perilous.
We know that he died about a week after having a fever, so we don't know exactly what happened to him. It doesn't it could have been any random illness of that time.
Medical science in the 11th century was.
And he was in his 60s.
Serious. We're gonna take our dates. So he's mid 60s.
Yep. He was made of a doctor of the church by Leo the 12th in the 1820s. And 67 of his treatises survive. He also was known for writing letters, sermons, prayers, hymns, and other liturgical texts that did not include commentaries. Like, quite often, all the early saints who wrote a lot wrote commentaries.
Yeah.
He did not.
Yeah. Like, no, it's fine.
He's like, enough people commented on this. I got to deal with these 5 heresies. And the different rulers of Italian city-states fighting.
Well, as a lot of what he did was he wrote against the corruption within the clergy. So he wasn't so much dealing with incorrect theology as simply really bad behavior.
Yes, but I mean, on his various times being a legate, it was kind of like the Pope said, deal with this issue.
Yeah.
So.
Stop. You can't make that guy bishop. But I want him to be bishop. You don't have the power to make all bishops. But I want him to be bishop. This is the problem when you're dealing with Germanic warlords. Mm-hmm. They're like, I'm a Germanic warlord. I can do what I want. Why? Because I have all the axes.
Because they're dude bros.
Those are totally dude bros. Mm-hmm. But you need a dude bro to talk to a dude bro. If you send some effete little guy, they're just going to laugh at him. If you send Rock Devil, they're going to listen.
Dude. Bro.
Bro.
Alright, so there is the, as best as we could make, dude broing of the life of St. Peter Damian, a doctor of the church.
Because, like a proto-dude bro, he took the physical stuff way too far. Mm-hmm. Now, in this case, he was ruining his health, not getting swole, but still, the principle applies. Mm-hmm. And he needed exterior people to calm him down. Dude bros, have you considered simply calming down?
Just being more chill.
Chill.
Dude.
Have you considered chilling out?
Dude, chill. Bro, chill.
Alright, so go down
Perhaps even chillax. I don't know.
Go down below, comment with saints you'd like to see, a thema for March, or some other important things about St. Peter Damian that we didn't mention because it was a very, short amount of writing I was willing to do.
And certainly don't let me suggest them, because that's how we got here.
Well, and of course, March is fascinating because March is always Lent. So the church has cleared out as many feasts as possible so they don't get overridden by Lent. So, but we'll do what we can. Come up with give us a good theme. Obviously, we know there's a few biggies in March, but what are some others that we won't think of?
Mm-hmm. And then, until next time,
remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.